I don't know if any of you were in Winston-Salem, and I guess that was 4 years ago at the North Carolina Museums Conference. Billy Vang, who is Hmong, was someone I hired through AmeriCorps Access. And I wanted to make sure everybody understood what we were doing in Hickory, and I think it's something that a lot of you are doing, but maybe you don't know about AmeriCorps. What I was trying to figure out is how do we get more audience development in Hickory, where our attendance was about 17,000, membership was very low, and it was just really for a very small group of people who, everybody on my board was a member of the country club, and they even told me when they hired me they wanted more diversity, they wanted more audience development, and I just stumbled across AmeriCorps Access, and when Billy was here, he showed how we worked together that 1 year, and now we have AmeriCorps Access not with the Hmong community but with the Latino community, and we've continued the Hmong as well. And so basically what we have is the federal government will give funds to help with access AmeriCorps. It's based in Greensboro, North Carolina. And again, I don't know about South Carolina, but what we did was we applied, and we were the only museum in North Carolina that's done this. And I'm just encouraging you, because if you want to, I can tell you how to reach them. But we have a part-time person. Billy was full-time, and I got the match. But now I have part-time, and we have the match. It only costs about $5,000. And again, I don't want to talk about the whole thing, but what we have is we are working with the Latino community in terms of getting the word out about our scholarships, for classes, for membership. With our shop, we have one person who is trying to be this liaison who will get information but also bring individuals into the museum. 2 weekends ago, we had the Latino fundraiser. This is Central Latino. Their big fundraiser for the year. We let them use our space. It's almost as though we have adopted this group, this target group, and we are trying very hard to work with them to help them. I also have a project called Art for All, where we send artists into a particular community. We're still working with the Hmong community, but now we have a Latino community, and it's pretty incredible. We talked a little bit about this before we started today. We're hoping that some of the funding that is going back into communities and into the states will also help with AmeriCorps. So I think that's something that I hope will be on your radar screen.
To give you a little bit more structure, there is an AmeriCorps office in every single state. And so North Carolina, it may be in Greensboro. In South Carolina, it is in Columbia. And that's actually who you need to work with if you are interested in looking at AmeriCorps. And there are a number of programs within AmeriCorps. We have 2 AmeriCorps Vista volunteers. All AmeriCorps people are called volunteers. They're not employees or members. We pay $1,200 for a full-time person for 12 months. Not $12,000, $1,200. Their work has to exclusively deal with disadvantaged populations, and so it is an extraordinary opportunity. There are a variety of AmeriCorps programs that do put mostly youth in place. There is also a senior program that I don't think comes out of AmeriCorps, but they can send you in the direction of those people, and they can provide free labor to you for about 90 days for a person. What they're hoping you're going to do is to hire this person. And there is millions and millions and millions of stimulus dollars that, as Lisa referred to it, coming down, and they don't yet know how that money is going to be distributed other than it's going to go to each state. And hopefully the North Carolina governor is more embracing of the stimulus dollars rather than the South Carolina governor, who still may reject the stimulus money coming to our state. So we're all going to become part of North Carolina if that happens. So now we want to open it up for questions, and you can have a general question or you can direct it to one of us. Yes, sir.
Board of a forming children's museum, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Camp Lejeune is our major provider of funding, not to us. They control the community.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have industry. It's civilians and Camp Lejeune. There's education and your education system and a community college. And then you have government, and that's about it. I am on their board. I am retired from running the county facility, helped to establish it from the beginning to $1 million building and 6 employees. So I have a grasp of the community. In some cases, as a board member, I do not have the grasp of everybody's ear. And how do I guide them? They already have feasibility study and 501c3 status. They are 4 years old, chomping at the bit. I keep saying the next thing they need is feasibility and to go forward with a plan. I see this community is growing because of Camp Lejeune. And we are in a position between Moorhead, Wilmington, and Newbern. So we can attract, as well as the facility that I see possible, that we can attract outside people. And I think it needs to be, as has been discussed here, more of an outreach as well, and a teaching tool to teach young military people how to be parents, as well as to guide children in their formulating of ideas. Where do we go from here, or what should I try to emphasize for them to concentrate on? I know one thing that has just come up, because they were running in so many different directions, someone came in and advised them, raise money, because they have none. Where do we go? What would be a good suggestion for us to go to from this point? Right now, I think they have maybe $3,000 in the bank.
Do you have a facility?
Wait a minute.
No.
Let's put the question on the tape. The question is, it's an emerging children's museum in Jacksonville, North Carolina, seeking advice about the steps to take. And I bet there's several of us up here who could advise you. The first piece of advice that I would have, since I'm blessed to have the microphone right now, Susan's going to grab it from me in a minute, but is to tell you that they need to get connected to the Association of Children's Museums. And go to the Emerging Museum Conference, which is typically offered the day before the regular meeting. It's in Philadelphia. It's the last week of April. Registration is underway right now. And you go to the childrensmuseums.org, and that's the website, and it can give you all of that information.